Hello and welcome in for a very special episode of This Esports Life, episode 10. We've made it 10 episodes in. We've kind of skipped a couple of weeks that we weren't supposed to skip and just did it every other week. And that's made the episodes more juicy, but obviously less frequent. But we've got to 10. You know, this is a celebration. It's pretty good. It's the biggest commitment I've ever had online with one series, I think, at this point, so that's a good thing, and we plan to keep it going, only liking this more and more as we go along. I think they're also getting better and better, and by the views on YouTube, you might have a different idea of the episodes. I mean, if you really looked at, the fact that episode 6 had 1.8k views, and then episode 7 had 2k views, and then episode 8 had 948 views, and the last episode 9 had 682 views. I mean, it's I hope that pattern doesn't continue to follow. For some reason, YouTube's algorithm absolutely hates us right now, and I know I'm very confident, views aside, I'm very confident that every episode has been better than the last. The last episode was the best one that we've done, and I think it's just because the videos are probably a little bit too long and stuff like that. So what we're gonna do instead is upload episode 10 in 2 parts on YouTube. If you want to watch the whole thing, the links for watching or listening to them, the audio versions, the way that they're kind of like intended to be mostly consumed, intended to be consumed most on, you can use those links and then you won't have to watch a video piece. But I'm feeling like people are actually getting unsubscribed at this point, or our goal, as we mentioned in one of the earlier episodes, is get to 100,000 subs. And when I said that, I think we were at 80,000 subs, and now we are at 79,500 subs. So we've bled out 500 subs on our quest to get to 100k. So the channel is officially on fire. It's hard to say exactly why, but the YouTube game is a little sketchy right now, and I try not to get salty about that stuff. I try to always roll with the punches, do what I need to do to play the game the way it was meant to be played and not just complain about the way things are. But I just don't know what exactly is happening with the uploads. But what we're gonna try is to just cut the videos in half. So episode 10 will be in 2 parts. It'll be a little bit shorter each one, and then if you want to watch it just kind of all stitched together, you can just listen to the podcast on different apps. And this actually on Spotify now. We got accepted on Spotify, which is awesome because I use Spotify all the time. I don't use Apple Music or anything like that, so I personally am stoked. You could actually listen to this on your Google Home or anything like that. I think it's really great that we're on Spotify now. It's super cool, and they accept a lot of stuff. It's not that exclusive, but it feels cool. So I'm happy to do that. But not only that, this episode we have a sponsor. We have a sponsor, and a sponsor is confident in the content that we've been making, and I definitely see why. It's actually Massdrop has decided to sponsor This Esports Life. I got a new pair of AKG K7XXs. These are my Massdrop. They're a very affordable headphone. I believe they're going for about $200 right now, and they sound great. So I want to talk about these headphones just a little bit. There's not going to be a no sponsors tag at the end of this video, which I think is a really good thing, actually. And as soon as they reached out to me, I was like, that's awesome. Like, you guys know I use a lot of stuff like audiophile level headphones and stuff like that. And these are the cans that I was rocking before, the DT990 Pros. I got these headphones because not only did I hear they were comfortable, but they had like a really high bass response, which is great for listening to the music I listen to, which is a lot of hip hop. For headphones that are closed back, I use direct monitoring, and I have the closed back headphones. These AKGs are similar, but a little bit lighter, a little bit brighter in sound, better mids, and the bass response is a little bit lower. But if you're going to have one pair of headphones, like if I was going to have one pair of headphones only, and I was going to try to be a professional player, for example, I would use these headphones, because these headphones because if you have higher bass response, it's going to be harder to hear footsteps in Counter-Strike, for example. You actually don't want a high bass response. That's why we have headphones like the Game Zeros that have basically none. And Sennheiser realizes this with their gaming headset. So not only are these great for listening to music, but they work really well for games as well. Thank you to Massdrop for sending these over to me to try them. I've actually had them plugged in for the last 2 weeks. I haven't switched back even once. You can check the stream VODs for proof. And in terms of all-day comfort, they are very, very comfortable. So you can see they have this this leather strap on the top that's kind of suspended here underneath underneath this plastic, and it helps reduce the amount of strain on the top of your head when you put it on, which means that it's very comfortable to wear all day. You kind of, it's pretty obvious that this would be very comfortable because this part of the headphone is not resting on your head. So really great cans, great price. I think for the price, they're probably the best headphones I've gotten for the price. 200 bucks, really good. And I'm even using these over my HE600s. So would you look at that? I think one of the great things is when you get to this level, I feel like you're almost splitting hairs with some of the different headphones you can try, and it's really just about what flavor you like. And you know, maybe overall HE600s can beat these out, but they have a lower ohm, so they're easier to drive. The comfort's probably a little bit better, and they've got a different sound, and they sound great. They sound great. All your music will sound great on these headphones. So that's our sponsor. And also we made a shirt that went on, that's on store.boxer.gg. It is a floral, it's a tropical design by Dusa. We collaborated with him and we dropped the one thing yesterday, and it is almost sold out as our stuff normally is. I didn't want to just make a short video and just throw it up on the channel. But I realized that some people would have liked to have been alerted. Unfortunately, I didn't do that. Next time, there will be way more notice. This was kind of like a smaller release, just one thing, but it turned out really well, and love how it looks, and it's super comfortable and everything like that. So, you know, very proud to have made it. Okay, and that's it for that intro, that very long intro. Let's get into the video. At Arcane XR6, how do you script your CSGO tutorials, like the Stewie playmaking one or the Swag Crosshair one? Also, what is your process in making these videos? Love you, smiley face. Okay, so how do you script? Oh, do you script your CSGO tutorial videos? Yes, all these videos are scripted, 100%. And the main goal is to make them sound like they're not. So if it's not totally obvious, I think that's a pretty good sign. But it should be, you should be able to kind of tell, I think, no matter what, that there is a script there. But yeah, we script them for a number. I script them for a number of reasons. I mean, I think that if with the best script possible, you wouldn't be able to tell. And that's been a process of learning. Your first script is going to be obvious because it's not going to sound like you. But now I write in like laundrisms into the script so that when I'm reading it, it doesn't sound so much like a script. It sounds like I just did it off the cuff, which makes it a little bit more natural sounding. But that's something that you learn to do. The process of making these videos for me is basically, I will run through like 15 demos of a player or a team, and then I'll find a round that I really like, or I'll have a round in my head that I go back and look at. And then when I'll take the demo, watch every POV in that round, or if it's one player, a POV, I'll do 3 rounds, like Stewie's amazing playmaking. I took 3 rounds. And this Swag Crosshair, I think I took 3, maybe 4 rounds, but I'll try to make it 3 because that's a good number. Swag was like the first good one, so I don't think I was there yet. But 3 is a good number, always. And then I'll take 3 rounds from one person or 1 round from a whole team. So we have multiple POVs to go through. So Nathan has lots of different angles and stuff like that. I'll write the script, and every single line of the script, I'll think of something that Nathan can use to edit when he edits the video, to add as a shot, like an angle to take the shot from, what I'm trying to portray with what I'm saying. So there's like, you know, and now I'm trying to write scripts so that if I write a line, I'll be like, okay, and device here from camera is opping towards T connector. And you could see that this angle cuts off, and you could see how this angle really helps him out, right? So I'll say that without being specific about what I'm talking about, and that gives Nathan something to show in the video. You know, I'll say, oh, I think, I can't remember what player it was. It was Rain in the last train video we did that played at ECS. He's rapping back hell. He's rapping back hell on train outside, and I was like, in all of these spots are angles that get compromised, and then, you know, Nathan can actually show with visuals what spots those are. So it's kind of like trying to alley-oop your editor before the fact, before actually seeing the video get done, is kind of one of the newer things that I'm trying to incorporate more. But I'll write through the script, think about what Nathan can say in the script, then I'll annotate the script in a Google Doc and say, like, here's what you want to edit, here's what you want to add. This is what I was thinking with this shot, but you can do what you want. This is what we're going for in the total video. And then when I'm done the script will be about a page or a little bit longer. And then I'll record it in Audacity. I'll break up the paragraphs into 1 or 2 lines so that I can nail every single line. And sometimes I can do a paragraph at a time. Some days it's a little bit harder to nail it. My inflection's not there, or I keep losing track of my thought when I'm reading through it. So instead, I'll try to break it up as much as possible, and then save it all in Audacity, hand it over to Nathan, go over the script with Nathan, say this is what we want, this is what I was thinking, this is what I meant by this annotation. Here's the demo page, here's the HLTV page, here's some thoughts about what extra stuff you could throw in to fill a video, and then Nathan will take the video. He'll literally work on the shits for like 40, 50 hours or whatever, and then that's it. We'll turn out the video and it'll be done. So that's kind of the process right now. It's a pretty hectic process, but we're getting pretty good at it. At Tom Biz, what would you say was your defining moment in esports so far, and who would you say you owe the most to when it comes to your success? Also, thank you guys for the questions. I want to make sure I thank everybody for these questions. They're really good. Tom Biz says, what would you say was your defining moment in esports so far, and who would you say you owe the most to when it comes to your success, other than your dope self, of course? I think that I've had a couple of small defining moments in esports that I really thought were awesome. As you guys know, I have this Dark Souls 3 tattoo, and that's from the cover of a Game Informer magazine. The issue was about the release of Dark Souls 3, and the reason I got this tattoo was because at the time I had an interview in the Game Informer magazine, and it was like a two-page spread with an interview about the Adderall thing, where I did an interview with Semphis back in the day. He said, Cloud9, we're all doing Adderall at, I think it might have been Cologne a couple of years ago, or it might have been Cologne, and then I went to play Dark Souls a couple years later. It's like, whoa. Or I went to play Dark Souls like that same year, I think, and I loved Dark Souls. And then I actually walked into like a GameStop in Toronto with my friends, and I was like, hey, I think I'm in that Game Informer magazine. And I like opened it, and there was, a picture of me, a whole big interview from me. And it was the first time I was like standing there with my real life friends, and I was like, wow, this is the first cool, most surreal kind of like esports experience for me, where it's two worlds have clashed. I've really shown that I've done stuff in esports, even though that interview was kind of a fluke, and my real life friends get to like see it for real, so that was really cool. Apart from that, there was going to DreamHack Austin, the first DreamHack event I did, and then halfway through the event, having Mark Winter from DreamHack asked me and Joey to cast DreamHack Tour, the European minor, in 2015. That was 2015, 2016, super sick. Like, that was the first time I went to Europe, and it was like one of 4 events in a row, and that was like, wow, I'm appreciated, like I get to travel. I'm just blown away by the fact still that people want to buy me plane tickets, let alone pay me day rate, like pick me up from the airport, put me in really nice hotels. Like, all this shit's just blowing my mind. And that was, and now like sending me to Europe, so I'm like, there's probably European casters that could do it, but they're sending me like that. That was super cool. So that was a big one. Another defining moment, going to France is actually huge. There's a few cool ones. Overall, though, I feel like I haven't had a big enough one yet. Like, I'm not exactly where I want to be yet. I haven't turned the corner in terms of blowing up, and that's what I really want to do. So I still have like high expectations for myself. And I know I recognize that a lot of people would love to be in my position, and I'm really grateful for that. And I definitely, you know, live a good life, and I've got a lot to be thankful for. So I always try to remember that. I think I've always said that luck is something I don't like believe in necessarily, because I've kind of like visualized what I was going to do, and I executed it, and now I am where I am, and I always knew it, and I always take credit for it. And that's definitely true. But I also didn't choose where I was born. I didn't choose to have, like, you know, I wasn't involved in the process of picking my mom, who's been amazing. I didn't get to, you know, be born in a first world country. Like, I didn't get to choose to be born in a first world country. You know, especially as nice as Canada, you know, it's just like a lot of things. And even though we grew up extremely poor and had to work our way out of it, you know, a lot of that was my mom doing that. And so I definitely, you know, feel happy and lucky in that sense. And I should remember to feel happy and lucky in that sense. So sometimes I lose sight of that. But still looking forward to blowing up and doing a lot more, for sure. And what would you say you owe the most to when it comes to your success? So Sadokist, obviously, you know, for putting me out there, giving me my first opportunity to cast a LAN, and then that getting me my job at CSGO as a caster, and then from there being able to cast the MLG minor. You know, that's all because basically Sadokist put me in front of a bigger stream, and I wouldn't have had that chance otherwise. I definitely got to thank my whole team. Like Nathan, he just takes care of everything. He's like, does our website. He's gonna be editing this video to put it up. He's edited all the videos I'd say are a bigger success. Oh, another defining moment I would say for me is making the amazing Stu's amazing decision making video. That's my opinion the best video we ever made. I got to show really in-depth analysis. I did it in POV format about a player that I know. Nathan's video editing was on point, and it was really amazing, and it's got hundreds of thousands of views, like 600,000. It was on the front page, or it might have been the swag video. It was on the front page of our all, not even just my front page on Reddit. It's just fantastic. In my opinion, it's influenced a lot of people's videos that we see coming out. It's definitely exactly what I wanted in terms of a product, and it got me some of the best feedback, I think, and best positive attention. And it was something that that Nathan and I did that you know, no one else had done before, and I think that's a huge accomplishment. I feel great about that one. So it was also a defining moment, and also a shout out to Nathan for that. But Nathan's just like, you know, been with me this entire trip, and he is always motivating me by taking care of everything all the time, like making sure that everything's done right, and also always goes the extra mile. Never have to ask him to do something or to think about something. He's always going that extra mile to make sure things are done correctly, and that just gives me so much motivation to work hard myself. So it's a huge reason I work hard today. Huge part of my success, and you know, when I get to where I'm going, Nathan's going to be there, and my whole team as well. Taylor was the person who took a passing comment that I made about how I want to do interviews as a viewer in my Twitch stream, and then said, hey, I'll drive you out, and literally drove from America to Canada to pick me up from Toronto to drive to Montreal to go do interviews. And just like that level of spontaneity and adventurousness and just like, fuck it, let's try it attitude is something that like has been defining for my career as well. And he's still a part of the team and has a critical part in not only merchandising and taking photos for a boxer, but taking care of a lot of other stuff too. Luke as well is someone I worked with at Yahoo, who was my guy at Yahoo. You know, has made my life in California a lot better. So, you know, one of my best friends now. He's got great ideas. He also works extremely hard. When we were at Yahoo, me and him could just go off and do our own thing. He would give me great ideas to make videos. He made my stay fantastic. He made my work better at Yahoo, made me look better. And I'm so like thankful to be working with him and my whole team moving forward. Just super talented people who have all like the best qualities you could ask for in people. So yeah, those are definitely the people.